Belly fat has a way of whispering lies. It tells you it's only about looks, about a shirt that no longer fits or a mirror that feels less kind. But what most don't realize is that this fat is not just sitting there. It is alive, wrapping around your organs, sending silent signals that exhaust your heart, confuse your hormones, and steal your energy day by day. It is less about appearance and more about survival, because visceral fat acts like a toxic organ, hidden just beneath the surface. And if you've been living with this weight, it is not your fault. Years of small habits, stress, and shifting. Rhythms of age quietly feed it until one day it feels immovable. But here's the truth. It can be changed. You don't need crash diets or endless crunches. What you need is understanding and the right steps to turn off that toxic factory inside your belly. If this message speaks to something you've been quietly carrying, I invite you to stay with me until the end, because what you'll hear today may be the hope you've been waiting for. And before we begin, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to the channel, leave a like if this story resonates with you, and share it with someone you care about. Maybe a neighbor, a friend from church, or someone in your walking group. And in the comments, let us know where you're watching from and how old you are, because you are not alone. Inside your abdomen lies something more than just extra padding. It is a living tissue called visceral fat. And unlike the soft layer you can pinch with your fingers, this fat hides deep, wrapping itself around the liver, pancreas, and intestines. It behaves less like storage and more like an organ of its own, one that works against you. Day after day, it pumps out inflammatory chemicals, stress hormones, and signals that disturb your blood sugar and raise your blood pressure. Think of it as carrying a toxic factory inside your belly. From the outside, it may look like nothing, more than a rounded waistline, but beneath the surface, this hidden fat is hijacking the body's natural balance. It clogs the liver, stiffens the arteries, confuses the brain, and accelerates the aging process. The danger is not how it looks, it's what it does. And here is the most important truth. This is not punishment for getting older, nor a result of weakness or lack of will. It is biology. Over years, stress, processed foods, lack of sleep, and hormonal changes give this hidden fat permission to grow. Many believe it is simply age or genetics, but the body is not broken. It is responding to overload. The invisible diagnosis is this: your belly fat is not just fat. It is a signal, a symptom of imbalance, quietly asking for change. And the good news is, the same body that allowed it to grow is fully capable of turning it off, of silencing this toxic factory, once you know how to give it the chance. Visceral fat doesn't appear overnight. It grows slowly, fed by the quiet routines of daily life that feel harmless in the moment. A slice of white bread here, a sweet drink there, the late-night snack when sleep should already have begun. These refined carbohydrates act like gasoline poured onto a fire, spiking insulin and locking fat inside the cells, making it nearly impossible for the body to let go. Then comes the glass of alcohol in the evening, thought to be relaxing, but each sip forces the liver to drop everything to detoxify it first. While the liver is busy, fat burning stops and the belly quietly grows heavier. Add to this the stress of daily responsibilities. Cortisol, the stress hormone, tells your body to hold on to fat around the waist for protection, even when protection is no longer needed. And perhaps the most overlooked of all, sleep. One night of poor sleep can raise hunger hormones, lower feelings of fullness, and amplify cravings for sugar. Over weeks and months, the body learns to survive in this constant imbalance, holding fat in the very place that causes the most harm. None of these mistakes happen out of laziness. They are the traps of modern life, the invisible choices that seem small but compound over time. The late meals, the processed foods, the restless nights, they quietly feed the toxic factory in your belly. But just as these habits built the problem, new habits can begin to dismantle it. The hopeful truth is that visceral fat, no matter how toxic it may seem, is not permanent. The body remembers how to heal, and small natural practices can begin to silence that hidden factory. One of the most powerful allies is protein. Picture your muscles as a furnace. The stronger they are, the more fuel they burn even at rest. By feeding this furnace with enough protein, you protect muscle from breaking down and keep your metabolic engine running hot, forcing fat to be used as energy. Pair this with movement, and the effect multiplies. Cardio acts like turning on the thermostat, burning fuel quickly, while resistance training builds the furnace itself. Together, they attack belly fat from both sides, ensuring the body has no choice but to release its grip. And then there is fiber, often dismissed as just filler, but in truth it is a secret weapon. Soluble fiber swells like a sponge in the gut, slowing digestion, steadying blood sugar, and pressing the brakes on appetite. Foods like beans, oats, apples, and vegetables aren't simply healthy additions. They are natural belly fat fighters. Even timing plays a role. When you give your body real breaks from food with time-restricted eating, 8 to 10 hours of nourishment followed by rest, insulin levels fall, fat cells unlock, and the body finally dips into storage. It is not magic, it is biology, working as it was meant to. None of these steps demand starvation or punishment. They are gentle adjustments: more protein, more fiber, steady movement, mindful eating windows that remind the body to burn, to release, to heal. He was 65, retired, and used to laugh at the phrase "dad bod." But over time, what once felt like a joke turned into a weight he could not escape. His belly was firm, not soft, and no matter how many sit-ups he tried, it never seemed to shrink. Walking up the stairs left him winded, his blood pressure crept higher, and each doctor's visit ended with the same warning: lose the belly. Still, nothing changed. He thought this was simply age catching up with him. One day, a friend invited him to join a small morning walking group. At first, he hesitated, but he went. Step by step, he found himself moving more. He began eating differently too, adding beans to his soup, choosing oats instead of sweet pastries, and remembering to cook lean protein at dinner. They were not drastic changes, but they were steady. Within weeks, he noticed his belt fit looser. Climbing the stairs no longer stole his breath. At night, sleep came easier, and mornings felt less heavy. The most important shift was not just in his waistline, but in his spirit. He no longer saw his belly as an inevitable curse of age, but as something he could influence, something he could heal. His story is not unique. It is a reminder that belly fat is not destiny. With simple choices, movement, fiber, protein, rest, the toxic factory inside the body can be quieted. And when it is, life feels lighter, freer, and filled with possibility again. Belly fat is not a simple layer of weight, nor is it a life sentence. It is a signal, a reminder that the body has been carrying more than it should. For years, stress, restless nights, and hidden sugars may have fed this burden, but the body is not broken. It still remembers balance. Every gentle choice, a walk, a plate filled with fiber, an early night of rest, is like telling the body, "You are safe now. You can let go." Over time, these choices silence the toxic whispers of visceral fat and allow the heart, the liver, the mind to breathe freely again. The reflection is simple. Your health is not behind you. It is still here, waiting for you to claim it. If this message stirred something inside you, the quiet weight you've carried, the breath you've lost, or the worry that your belly has become more than just shape, thank you for staying with me until the end. Your time here matters. It shows that you still believe in change, and that belief itself is powerful. If you found value in these words, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to the channel, leave a like to let me know this story touched your journey, and share it with someone close: a brother, a longtime neighbor, a friend from your church or your walking group, because none of us should face this in silence. In the comments, tell us, have you struggled with belly fat? What changes have made a difference for you? What are you still searching for? Your story might be the encouragement someone else needs. And if there's a topic you'd like us to explore next, share it. This channel exists for you. You're not too old. It's not too late. Your body remembers how to heal.